Hey guys! So I'm coming to you from a different scenery today. I am in southern West Virginia where I grew up. More specifically, I'm at my grandparents' house for the week. I am down here because the first movie in the Mortal Instruments series, I don't know if they're going to make more movies, but City of Bones, the movie, is coming out on the 21st, which is Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, depending on how you want to classify a midnight premiere, because I really want to go to a midnight premiere! And it only seemed right to come back and watch this first movie and this new installment in the whole series in Cassandra Clare's work with Rachel, who is the person who introduced me to the series to begin with, and also the person who we were fandom buddies for the Mortal Instruments and Cassandra Clare and the whole. I can make a whole video about Cassandra Clare, but anyway, we should move on because this week is tutorials. I had a lot of ideas for tutorial week, but traveling and just not planning ahead kind of leads me to a split of the second idea, which is that I'm going to kind of talk to you about book blogging, and it's going to be a tutorial on book blogging basically. So let's talk about my credentials real quick. I ran a book blog very seriously for a year and a half and had lots and lots of publishers and authors who sent me books, physical copies of books for review. And I worked on that with a friend named Rachel, who is the person I'm seeing the movie with this week. So that's cool. I have a lot of resources for book blogging, which is kind of separate from booktubing and various other forms of book reviewing that is not on a blog. But if you were interested in those resources, you should let me know, because I can really get you in contact with a lot of authors and a whole bunch of publishers and stuff, because I'm not reviewing their books, but I could redirect them to you. So if you want to create a book blog, there are a couple of preliminary things. You should really be passionate about books. It's really important that you care enough to continue working on this. It's a lot of work, but it's very, very fun, and it's a lot of reading, and if you're like me, you love reading. Then there's a little bit of pre-production involved. Having a good name makes a huge difference. I started out my book blog with Rachel and we named it Bookish. Now, Bookish is a very generic book blog name. It is not in any way unique. You can't really Google it and come up with our blog. However, we recently changed to Positively Bookish, which was a very easy switch, and it makes a huge difference. We have our own URL now, and it's just very nice and fancy. You can Google Positively Bookish and then any book we've ever reviewed and get an exact link to that review, which helps enormously in finding search results, and it also helps enormously with gaining an audience. After that, it's just time to make content. You review books and you just kind of get rolling. Once you've got a month or two in, this is the really important part. It's important to start being social in the book blogging community. It's really important to find things like bookblogs.org or, other Goodreads, have a Goodreads account. Those sort of platforms allow you to reach a larger audience and bring them into your website. It really helps a lot. If you're interested in review books, this is the really good time to make connections with authors. It's really good to make connections with authors personally. I made a lot of very good connections by finding author posts and then contacting them personally. It's also really nice to get on a couple of forums. A lot of people who are bigger bloggers have forums on their site that allow you to register on them so that they can redirect people who are publishers or authors to your website so that you can tell them what you're interested in. For the most part, this is just where you invest a lot of time in finding an audience and bringing them in. After that, it's really just fun and games. There's a lot of reading involved. There's a lot of typing involved. There's a lot of emailing involved, but it's very fun and it's very rewarding. So if you're interested in book blogging, I really highly recommend it. It is so fun, so rewarding, and if you love reading, there really is nothing like it. It's not profitable, but it is just a blast. So that's my stuff for the week. Let me know how you feel about book blogging down below, and I'll talk to you next week. Whoops, I can't talk today. Bye.